This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, Warner Brothers makes a huge announcement about their entire slate of movies for 2021. We've got the most amazing Stanley audio you're ever going to hear, plus reviews of the live-action debut of Ahsoka Tano on The Mandalorian and The Queen's Gambit on Netflix, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Thursday, December 3rd, 2020.
Hey, what's up? It's Taylor Gray, the voice of Ezra Bridger on Star Wars Rebels, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast.
Check. Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. We jock it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We jock it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert. Oh, yeah.
What's up, listener? How's it going? Welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and a movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the nerd.
And joining us is Grand Moff Admiral Rugboy. How you doing, Rugs?
I've been tending to my garden.
Have you now? What are you growing there?
I'm growing some goo.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
What kind? Oh, okay.
Yeah, what's the matter? I can't grow goo?
You can grow goo. Oh, grow goo.
Yeah.
I see.
Jesus Christ.
Dad jokes coming fast. Watch out, duck.
It's a long way for a Grogu joke.
Our target market is like 35 to, no, I would even go older. 39 to 52. I think that's what we're going for.
All the
Look, I
dads.
had 2 beers, okay?
Yeah, it's amazing. Hey, all you dads listening, you can have that joke.
What do you expect?
Try that on your kids, and they'll think you're super hip.
Listen, there's a lot of more gross goo jokes I can make.
Gross goo. Is that what it's
man
short
goo.
for? Man goo. Mando goo. We'll get to the goo. Anthony, how's your moth doing?
He
My
brings
what?
a moth and goo in the same sentence.
You know, Grand Moff Gideon. How's it?
I know what you're saying. What is my moth? What does that refer to?
I'm
though?
not sure. I don't hear Moff Gideon.
Like he has a pet moth somewhere?
Yeah.
I picture him with a big fuzzy hat like the British soldiers. I don't know. Is that a moth? I don't know what you call a moth. Well, fuzzy.
Yes.
Okay, your moth
I'm just
is
going to
good.
go with yes.
Great. Sounds great. Let's dive in.
According to Dave Jackson, we should stop all this fucking banter, huh?
This witty
Yeah.
banter needs to stop, guys.
Wait, what's that guy's podcast?
It's called the which one? Podcast Rodeo Show? Or School of Podcasting?
So, just for reference, because I guess we're too insider. Imran paid $5 to this guy to review our show, and he said we don't get to the point. quick
Lame.
enough.
Not funny.
So-
Are you guys here for us to get to the point, or you're here to hear us bullshit?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Are people here us to get
As
to the
Rug
point?
Boy pointed out in a private chat, so I'm going to steal his thunder. This guy only has like 2,000 Twitter followers, so I don't know why Imran paid him $5 to review the show
Because
twice.
You might as well just
fun.
ask me. I didn't know anything.
Listen, that's the only way I can get honest feedback from someone I don't know. So, Podcast Rodeo Show, when it comes out, I will share the link. You could listen to the episode. It is quite hilarious.
Fuck that
We
show.
should do a review of his review of us.
I think we should do that for the Patreon.
Live.
Yes, we'll do that for maybe Patreon content.
Yeah, we should review his thoughts on things.
Yeah, we'll review him reviewing us. No, him reviewing us.
You're the asshole who paid him to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing,
It's
Imran,
$5.
is you're kind of an also.
It's like he just
you're an
gave the
idiot.
guy like $5 and just bent over and like greased his asshole up.
The fuck? Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's actually I'll just put it on you. You end up looking like the dumbest person.
Well, I'll write it off as a learning experience. That's all. I learn
Just take my ear and just
from
fuck me.
my mistakes. It's look, it's nice to hear somebody's comments who doesn't understand the
Should
show.
we start the news yet?
Yes.
Are we
let's-
getting to the point
We're not.
fast
No.
enough
I
for
think
you?
we should wait just
No.
a few more seconds.
Okay.
And now,
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
check it out.
Hurry up, Imran.
Pay him $5 more to review this episode.
I might have to
we
do
should
that.
troll him.
Oh, we should totally
Oh my
do it.
God.
Shit.
Oh wow.
He's going to tell us how many followers that he really has.
That would be hilarious. Anyway,
He's going to look up our followers and see that your show only has like what, I don't know, less than his, but whatever.
Listen, he is the school of he's the podcast
But
coach.
he's been doing it for like since 2005.
Yeah.
We've been podcasting since what, 2000?
2015.
Yeah,
he gets enough suckers to give him $5 for him to shit on
10
their
more
show.
years than we've been doing
that
it.
podcast rodeo show, it's tons of episodes of people giving him $5 to.
In 10 years, if we don't have as many followers as him,
okay,
then we can.
Then we're on the same.
Then he
level.
wins.
Anthony.
Yes.
You sent me fucking huge breaking news that broke today. Why don't you tell the listener what the fuck Warner Brothers is doing? This is insane.
Huge. So we thought it was just going to be Wonder Woman, but they announced today, December 3rd, that their entire slate of 2021 movies are going to release in theaters, but same day on HBO Max.
Oh, shit.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
They just fucked over all the... I think the Ringer put out, like, did they just kill movie theaters?
I mean, remember
with this announcement?
Last week, Ruggs, you were like, I kept saying, is this the end of movie theaters every week? And you're like, it seems presumptuous. Well, this is another solid nail in the coffin.
Can I read the movie list?
Yes.
Here?
What is coming out day and date on HBO Max? It's crazy. This is what I dreamed of.
So we knew about Wonder Woman 1984,
Christmas.
but this also includes a movie we talked about, Godzilla versus King Kong.
Oh, shit.
Suicide Squad, Matrix 4, Dune, the new Space Jam movie. And the other films include Little Things, Judas and the Black Messiah, Tom and Jerry, Mortal Kombat. I didn't know they were making Mortal Kombat. Those Who Wish Me Dead, The Conjuring, In the Heights, Reminiscent, Malignant, The Many Saints of Newark, King Richard, and Cry Macho. So a shit ton of movies.
The Many Saints of Newark is the Sopranos prequel. In the Heights is Lin-Manuel Miranda's adaptation of his musical, which I'm dying to see that too. But pretty much for all of next year.
This isn't small potatoes here.
No, and it's the same thing that it'll be out 1 month on HBO Max, like they're doing with Wonder Woman.
So if you don't have HBO Max, you're
holy shit! So let me ask you this:
you're not going to the movies.
One thing remember on HBO Max? Sorry, Ron. I was saying, how do you freaking market this?
Yes, here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. We're just going to release all our big things on HBO Max. You can get big movies on HBO Max now.
It's big dick energy.
Yeah.
Huge big dick energy. Almost makes it better than the Disney Plus with all the Marvel movies. Now,
almost.
I mean, I guess now it does because
I would say the variety.
They're not
for sure.
variety, and
Marvel's got movies that already came out. These are movies that haven't come out yet.
Disney now needs to do the same thing, go day and date with all their fucking movies. But this is huge for HBO Max, but not huge for exhibitors and the movie theaters.
Do you think this is going to get people to sign up?
Absolutely.
I think so, yes.
Absolutely. People.
How long do you think before it starts to fucking happen? Like,
I think
Christmas?
we're starting with Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a huge get. Everyone's going to want to sign up because
it's just we were criticizing Disney because it's all kind of the same.
Yeah.
This is all different things.
And these
are different fan bases.
And it's not kiddie stuff. It's R-rated shit to kid shit. It's a wider variety.
Yeah. Wide variety. Yeah.
I'm just on the app itself. It's not, you're not going to find any R-rated content on Disney Plus. HBO Max has everything.
The hope is that these movies, you see these movies and then you finally go, oh my God, HBO Max actually has a lot of shit. I didn't realize this. It's not just HBO.
Yeah. A couple of Fallout stories. I found theater stocks plunge after Warner's announces this. AMC's, the head of AMC, this is what he said. This dude's name is AMC Theater CEO Adam Aron responded to the big announcement, and it's clear that he's not pleased. He says these coronavirus impacted times are uncharted waters for all of us, which is why AMC signed on to an HBO Max exception to customary practices for one film only, Wonder Woman 1984, being released by Warner Brothers at Christmas when the pandemic appears that it will be at its height. However, Warner now hopes to do this for all their 2021 theatrical movies, despite the likelihood that with vaccines right around the corner, the theater business is expected to recover. You know what's crazy? Is clearly they didn't even know that Warner's was going to make this move. They didn't tell anyone and just fucking announced it.
Oh, shit.
I mean, I'm surprised the head of AMC had time to do anything when he should be liquidating all his assets and getting the fuck out.
They're doing that. They're also doing that as well.
He's like, let me get the fuck out of here. Sell everything.
Yes, he's trying to leverage.
Sell the popcorn.
Sell the machines, sell the kernels. Yeah. Jesus Christ, sell the sticky carpet and all the cutouts. So then he continues. He goes, clearly, Warner Media intends to sacrifice a considerable portion of the profitability of its movie studio division and that of its production partners and filmmakers to subsidize its HBO Max startup. Do you agree with that? They're taking a loss for banking that they're going to grow their subscribers.
they need to get their app on the map, right? Right now they're
Nice.
App on the map. I like that.
that rhyme.
That was
That's
good.
beer. Okay.
Somebody trademark
Beer
that.
did that. No, they need to get their app on the map. Like we were talking about this last week. Like, what is Warner Brothers? And now this, all of a sudden, you're like, holy shit! Like all these movies are being released. This is like shit that would have been in the theater that would have had to pay to see.
Yeah.
So let's fucking do this.
Warner Brothers is the amazing place where you can watch first-run movies from the comfort of your home. So he finishes saying, as for AMC, we will do all in our power to ensure that Warner does not do so at our expense. We will aggressively pursue economic terms that preserve our business. We have already commenced immediate,
But aren't
urgent
they-
dialogue with the leaders of Warner. He's not happy. Other studios are surely not
But
going
they're
to be
giving
happy.
him a month in the theater at least,
Yeah.
They're releasing, and they're like, I know it's going to take a lot of the piss out of it, but I mean, let's be honest. Like people who want to go to the theater are going to go.
Right.
People who are not going to go, they're not going to go anyway.
And I still think that exhibitors get a cut of the sales from everything. So
I don't know. I think it's going to be tough. When you put it on same day at home.
why go to the theaters? Why?
Yeah.
Why? Who's going? Why am I going now?
Well, if you have a shitty
will any
setup,
of us go?
Fuck no, if I could just watch it at home.
no, I just got a great setup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were
see.
just talking about he's got a new surround sound system.
Yeah, I think this is a huge death blow to theaters.
I saw a 50-inch TV at Target with Smart TV, $329.
Oh, shit.
Why would you go to the theaters when you could buy a TV for so cheap, get a nice sound system? The shit is dope.
And by the time the coronavirus vaccine, hits and everything's like maybe normal,
Yeah.
I think especially if this continues with other studios, maybe people will just be conditioned to now
Well,
be like, why would I ever go?
That's the first question.
Once you let the rabbit out of the hat, it's hard to put it back.
That's my
I
first
don't know
question.
if that's 100% true. I think people are going to be itching to do anything, like anything,
Mhm.
like literally anything that's not what they've been doing for the past year. They're just going to want some variety. But so I think if they do come back, it's going to be gangbusters. But like, I'm talking about theaters. But like, yeah, like, what are they going to do? They're fucking up their whole thing about letting these things pile up. They're just piling up on each other by not being released. So they have to do something.
Although it will be a shame, again, like Godzilla versus Kong, to see Dune, that's supposed to be this beautiful, epic fucking thing on a smaller screen.
Oh, yeah. The theater experience is still something that is unmatched. And they're just going to have to evolve, right? Like, I think maybe more VIP service at movie theaters where you're getting served meals and things like, I don't know.
I'm saying bubbles. Just put bubbles in. I'm telling you guys. Put in bubbles.
shit.
I'll go to the fucking movie theater.
What could they do more? Like, I mean, they did the reserved seating, which was
Right.
great.
Great.
They got reclining seats where you're literally lying down in comfort.
I mean,
Horizontal.
most theaters now they're offering IMAX, or they have some sort of, or even like their regular theaters are more
I know.
better sound,
Yo,
better.
Like Dolby.
Let me
Dolby.
fucking vape some weed in their movie theaters. Then I'll fucking show
I
up.
don't know if you're going to be able to
No,
go
can't
get
do that.
that.
Damn it.
I think the food. I think combining it with something like a good restaurant attached. I don't know.
The 4D. You got 4D. Is that too much?
Beer.
That's too much. Beer?
There's some
There's
restaurant. I mean,
there's
there's
a lot
some
of beer
movie theaters that
movies.
serve
Yeah,
beer.
yeah, there's a lot of beer ones now.
There's a lot of them, some that have bars. AMC's, some of them have bars. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I
Not
don't
here
really have.
for some reason. But I don't know.
Really? That's strange.
I mean,
Or in the dumpsters that you go watch movies.
I watch movies in a theater. I just sleep in it.
Projected on the alley wall on a sheet. Right, Rex?
Sorry, we made a puppet joke, Dave.
Oh, watch
Is it a
out.
puppet joke or he's homeless?
Are
I
you
don't know.
tuning
Who
out,
knows?
guys? Don't want to hear a puppet
I
joke.
don't get it. He's a puppet on an audio podcast. So one important thing is theatrical windows. The old model was 3 months. The movie would be in the theater 3 months. I think
what?
that's gone. It's going to be gone. That's not going to exist anymore. They've just demolished.
Well, maybe that's the way that they are able to save movie theaters. Is we'll go 1 month on HBO Max, but then the next 2
then
months
take it off and then go back.
There's 3 months total in the theater, so you can't watch it anywhere else. But you have to go back
for
to
the
theater.
next 2 months until it comes
I don't know
back.
if it's maybe negligible if they have any sort of cost.
I do like
but-
they're creating an urgency with it's just only going to be on 1 month. So everyone's going to have to watch it right away. Oh, so here's a couple other interesting things that sweeten the deal. Yeah.
Well, the 1 month thing though, most movies make their money in 1 month.
Right. In the first weekend. First
Yeah,
2
that's
weeks.
why I
Yeah.
think it shouldn't be 1 month online. I think it should be like 2 weeks. You got
That's
2
probably a
weeks to
better
watch
idea.
it. And if you don't watch it in 2 weeks, fuck you. You don't really
2
want to
week?
watch it.
Oh, you want it shorter, huh?
And
2
then
week
if you
exclusive.
got to watch it, go watch it in the movie theater. Like every other schmuck.
I mean, lots of theaters are closed now, so they just given. I don't know if they've given up on the whole next year, but they're definitely hedging their bets and at the same time,
I think they're just looking at it and going 2021. Even with this stuff around the corner, supposedly, it's too volatile.
I mean,
we just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're talking vaccines are coming, but they keep saying no. The regular people ain't going to get it until the summertime or later, and even
there's
then,
still too many unknowns.
There's
right?
way too many variables.
We're talking about going into deep next year, like we're talking about around this time next year.
Yeah, like a year from and
then actually making it through into the spring. I think that's when it's going to start getting in. Did I hear a phone?
Somebody blowing you up, Anthony?
I got slid into my DMs.
Get out of the DMs.
Was it Heather Antos?
Oh, she found you too? Oh, shit.
Oh,
she went in and argued with me.
She's tag teaming all three of us.
Two interesting things. When Wonder Woman does come out, December 25th, day and date on HBO Max, it will be the first title on HBO Max that will be in 4K with full support rugs for Dolby Vision and Atmos sound.
Geek boner.
Whoa.
So HBO Max is now stepping up, and they're giving you HDR 4K, all the formats, which Netflix already has. And then this is probably the funniest and smartest thing they did. HBO Max just ended their 7-day free trial offer.
Good. What?
Before Wonder Woman comes out.
That's a smart
right?
move.
Because that's what I was like, just sign up for the 7-day trial, watch it, and cancel it. No,
they're not that stupid.
No, you can't do that anymore. So now you sign up and you're in, and they're going to keep you all year because now all these big fucking Warner Bros. Movies are going to come right into your living room. It's fucking insane.
This is what's going to happen. You're going to watch Wonder Woman's. But before you watch Wonder Woman, it's going to have all the trailers of all the movies that have come out on HBO. And you're going to be like, oh, fuck it, I guess I want to keep this shit.
Yeah, they just put out a trailer of all their new movies and logos and saying, for the first time ever, released at the same time. And they showed all the logos that you just mentioned. And fuck, dude, like Suicide Squad, Matrix 4, Godzilla vs. Kong. This is unbelievable. This is fucking wild. I
just want to just take 1 second to just recognize that we're living in a fucking crazy ass time that we're going to be able to talk about this to our children if we ever have them.
And
right?
our children's children if they ever have them.
Listen, there was a time where like fucking everybody had to fucking adapt to this shit. And we're watching it happen in front of us, and it's just crazy.
This is like big changes.
This has never happened before.
No, this is all unprecedented, big changes that is going to have impact.
It's nuts.
For years. And I'm glad we're alive to see it.
You know who I wish was alive?
Who?
Stan Lee.
Oh, well, speaking of which, I have some amazing audio to share about Stan Lee.
Does he say Spider-Man in it?
He says a lot of things, you guys. This was amazing. I've been dying to share this all week.
Excelsior.
I'm going to set it up with this, Ruggs. This is from a dude named Aaron Fromm.
Where is he from?
Jesus. From
Jesus Christ.
That's also
I'm doing fucking lame ass jokes. Just go with it. I'm drinking.
It's also a brand of dog food. Aaron Fromm was an editor and sound designer who apparently worked with Stan Lee for a while during Stan's later years, and posted this thing on YouTube. It's a short animation that he made. He animated audio that Fromm recorded one night during their time together. So I'll post the link in the show notes to watch this, but the audio is gold.
From when I was 19 years old till I was 28, I got the chance to work with Stan Lee. He was the best. This is a real recording from one of my favorite memories of the old man.
I don't say it because I don't say dirty words, but it seems to me that so-called dirty word is probably the most useful word in the English language.
Right.
Because it could be a verb, it could be a noun, it could be anything.
He's absolutely right.
That fucking thing, that's no good, you know.
No!
Or you say, fuck you, that makes it a verb.
Oh, shit.
Right? And no matter how there's no sentence where you couldn't use it to great advantage. And I'm going to start a movement. I want to legalize and legitimize the word fuck.
Yes.
One of the great words in any language.
I think we just need an Excelsior.
I think I just jizzed.
Excelsior! No, that's not good. Excelsior!
Excelsior!
Fucking fantastic. You get that fist up in the air, you weren't looking. Your head was down. I want your head up when I throw my fist in the air. I want you paying attention. I don't want you looking there when I'm emoting. Jesus. What the fuck's going on here? What the fuck are you all standing around for?
It's so good when he says it.
Oh, these are all drops.
Shit.
Stan just keeps on giving.
Fuck you.
Oh, fuck you.
Fuck you, Stanley.
Fuck you, Stanley. I love you.
Oh, I love you, Stanley, and fuck you, too.
Oh, those are all drops that are going into the show immediately, and
You
I want
always
you looking at me when I emote.
Yes, when I shove my fist in the air. Look up at me when I throw my fist in. You always knew that he swore, and I would imagine what it sounded like, and it sounded just like that.
Exactamundo.
Ruggs, give me a fucking Excelsior and your best Stanley.
Fucking Excelsior.
Stanley swearing is the best.
What the fuck?
Listener, join our Facebook group to join the conversation. Leave us your thoughts. It's called The Jock and Nerd Nation. It's closed. It's exclusive. It's just for you. And it's a great place for jocks and nerds and geeks and freaks and everybody. Come join us, won't you? Okay, let's get to the Mando, you fuckers.
Come on, baby. Do the magic hand thing.
We are up to Mandalorian Chapter 13. Season 2, Episode 5, Chapter 13, called The Jedi.
Geek Boner.
And I mean, the title alone, holy fuck. Here is your spoilers.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
This episode, 45 minutes long, written and directed by Dave Filoni, who loves Star Wars, and it's obvious. And he's from Star Wars Rebels. Ratings-wise, guys, this fucking show is on a ratings upswing. It's super buzzy. The Mandalorian becomes the first Disney Plus show to make Nielsen's streaming top 10 list, which is generally all fucking Netflix shows. So the week of October 26th, it was third behind Queen's Gambit and The Office on Netflix, another show.
The Office?
Yeah, people still love The Office, dude.
What the
The
fuck?
Office is a years old sitcom.
You've seen it already.
No kidding. Thanks for telling us.
People just love to have it on, and they keep streaming. But yeah, Queen's Gambit, The Office, Mandalorian, and then Schitt's Creek is number 4. People love the Schitt's Creek also. And then another list The Mandalorian made it on from, this is from Variety, the top power franchises. The boldest, most thought-provoking, according to a new survey from National Research Group, top 3 franchises, Disney Plus's The Mandalorian, Marvel's Avengers films, and Netflix's Stranger Things.
Geek Boner.
These are your top power franchises. So I think what's funny is they don't mention Star Wars, but specifically The Mandalorian. The Star Wars kind of shit the bed over there.
Well, the Mando is actually doing shit right.
And this thing absolutely brings it back. Anthony.
Yes.
What happens from the layman's terms in this week's Mando? Holy shit, what an episode. I need to know what you think happened.
So the Mandalorian is looking for Ahsoka Tano.
Yes.
He finds her on this planet. Ahsoka Tano is not Japanese. I was very surprised to see that.
It's a very
I was not
Japanese name.
expecting a orange black woman.
She's an alien.
But, whatever.
Oh,
so cool.
shit.
She's on this planet because there's this planet's being ruled by this tyrant that's like Bruce Lee's niece, I think.
Godchild, yes.
Godchild, and she's trying to save this planet, and she's like at war with this thing and with these people. Mando comes there. He's looking for her. He gets in good with the niece of Bruce Lee, or granddaughter.
The magistrate.
To find Ahsoka Tano as to kill her, but he's not really there to kill her. He's there to find her and give her Baby Yoda, whose name is now Grogu. He's a freaking Jedi that has suppressed his powers because he didn't want to give up that he was a Jedi because he's being persecuted. So he's real fucking dark, and Ahsoka Tano doesn't want to train him, but his powers come out when he's hanging out with the Mandalorian dude.
Yeah.
But they decide Mandalorian wants him to train her. She goes, well, you got to do something for me. So he gets caught up in this bullshit again where he has to do something to move on. So they have to save this town. They save the town. and she goes back on her word and doesn't want to train him, and says, "Well, now you got to go somewhere else, and maybe if someone will sense him, then they can train that Grogu motherfucker."
The mission
So,
has
there we
been
go.
reset. You have a new mission, new destination.
I mean, Imran, you ever watch the A-Team?
Yeah, this was like.
You ever watch Knight Rider?
Yeah, it was the villain a week though. It was every episode.
It was the villain
like
of the week.
Self-contained.
You had the thing that
Yeah.
You know, fucking Knight Rider show up and some girl with big tits would say, like, I need your help with fucking this guy. And then Knight Rider would go and fucking fuck up this guy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, him and Kit would drive off into the sunset and bang the girl.
I mean, Equalizer. You ever watch Equalizer where the guy put it?
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
No, but I'm just saying that this is
old
the
school
formula. They went back to an old, like 80s formula.
Absolutely.
For the show.
Yeah. And it's kind of, it's working.
So for people who did not grow up watching those shows, it seems like, oh, this is repetitive as shit. But that was like normal back in the day. To watch a show where the same shit happens literally every week.
Every show was like self-contained and it was formula, yeah.
But this is different because there's a narrative that's weaving through it.
Yeah.
And so and not only that, but it's also tying together all this old lore in with it. So it's like, it's on one level, it's like fucking basic 80s show.
Right.
But on another level, it's fucking a lore show. It's got a fucking big overarching thing that's going to happen that has big ramifications. So it's interesting.
It's amazing.
It's a very interesting show.
It's amazing sci-fi Western action comedy thing. But dude, so much.
Just got the internet going crazy.
So much
This one.
shit happened. We got Baby Yoda's name, fucking backstory, Ahsoka Tano Ruggs. Let's start there. I gotta ask you, historic live action debut of the former Jedi Padawan, Ahsoka Tano. Rosario Dawson looked amazing. The character also co-created by Dave Filoni.
Right.
Did they nail it?
I think it's about as good as it's going to get. I mean, Ahsoka's obviously aged a lot. I mean, she's about the same age as Baby Yoda, I would say.
Because in Clone Wars, she's like a teenager, right?
Yeah, she's like a very young Padawan, they're like, you're way too young to be a Padawan. So she was like really young to get to that level of actually being in the field. Like when you're a Padawan, you're no longer like learning. You've already proven yourself to go into the field and help an actual Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to fucking fight. You have to be able to fucking do shit. And they assigned her to Anakin because they were both alike. They were both like kind of like loose cannons a little bit.
So that's crazy. So this is a character that knew Anakin really well.
Yes.
Was very close.
Trained by him and upstaged him at every single time. Made some mistakes, fucked up a bunch of times, got sucked, embroiled in some crazy shit. But so she's made her bones, but she's always been talented.
Does she always have the white lightsabers?
No, those are she had one lightsaber for a while, and the thing that she does in this episode that's Ahsoka Tano is she does the reverse grip. So,
where it's behind you, where the saber is behind.
No, where the saber is going underneath her pinky,
right,
and underneath her hand,
right.
And then she fights that way. Like that's like that's her signature thing.
Badass.
And she does that after she loses the lightsaber into the water, and then she like fucking flips it around. And she does that. I'm like, as soon as she did that, I was like out of my seat. I was fucking like, yes, they did it.
How do you fix a lightsaber that gets wet? Do you put it in a bag with rice?
Isn't it funny that the company that made movies that could piss you off so much with this latest stream of Star Wars can still make you get out of your seat with the TV
This
show?
is the best Star Wars fucking thing since the original trilogy that they've made yet.
The TV show made me jump out of my seat also. And I think that has to do with Dave Filoni.
No, that's what I'm saying. The TV show is making you jump out of the seat, but that same company produces the movies that made you go, what the fuck? These things suck. These are terrible.
Fuck that show.
Yeah, it's look, the thing is, it's that I'm coming in with knowing her from Dave Filoni universe that he kind of guided a lot of stuff. So it's like if you see a character come to fruition on, like when you first see Cap, you know, in Marvel, you're like, oh, you've read this character and now here he is.
Right.
And so you've seen this character as a cartoon, but now here they are. So it makes it more exciting. But, you know, I really don't think this is the last we're going to see of her.
No way. There's no way you cast Rosario Dawson.
See, it seemed like so far these cameos, nobody's returned. There's only 3 episodes left.
I think Ahsoka Tano is getting her own show.
She might be, but I was wondering if we were going to see her again this season.
In a lot of ways, she already had her own show. But like,
Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah. So, I mean, she comes in and she ends up stealing every show. And like, I think, what's his name? John Campea.
Yeah.
He hates Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, he's not a Ahsoka Tano fan. You're absolutely right.
Because of that reason. Like, all of a sudden, he'll want to watch Anakin, but then all of a sudden...
It's all Ahsoka, because she took over.
Ahsoka completely steals the show, and like all of a sudden it's about her.
I mean, she's a badass character, and like, I loved in this episode, they didn't fucking wait. Right at the beginning, just her disappearing in the fog, and just, it was so satisfying, that her fighting with the lady with the Beskar, and now you learn that lightsabers can't cut through Beskar? Oh, shit. I did not know that.
Well, you always knew that Beskar was lightsaber resistant.
It was lightsaber resistant.
I didn't think it could hold up to like a lightsaber like banging up against it like that.
Dude, they pulled off a lightsaber battle with only one other person having a lightsaber. I mean, how awesome.
Geek boner.
And it was fucking beautiful. And I appreciated the whole Japanese aesthetic of the episode.
The one thing that I'll say about this is that if you've watched the Clone Wars, like Ahsoka Tano is because she's animated.
Yeah.
She's way like more of like a ninja, like fly. I mean, they tried to do it, but it's nowhere to the level of acrobatics that she does on that show.
She's flying around all the time doing the jump attacks and leap attacks.
She's like crazy. She's like, I mean, the lightsaber battles. I sent you the lightsaber battle with Darth Maul, which was one
amazing.
of the best ones.
Yeah, that one's fun to watch.
Yeah, she like does flips, these kicks, flips, and all these things. And
they tried to do that. She's older here, though. Also,
yeah, they tried to do that here, but I mean, that's what I'm saying. The animation is just so on a different level of like of non-real. I mean, there's things where she's leaping like hundreds of feet,
right,
flipping through the air and landing like Iron Man and shit.
And you see that in like the prequels and some of the movies when they're jumping up and down these platforms.
Yeah,
kind of.
So I mean, they tried to do that here, and I think they have like a budget. They only have certain things they can do. But
a 45-year-old woman.
Yes, Rosario Dawson.
However old she is.
Yeah,
I think she might be approaching that age, but like, I think she did a great job.
Badass,
dude. I mean, she's older. Like Ahsoka is basically like, so Anakin Skywalker, when he's Darth Vader, he's what, like in his mid-50s?
Yeah. So when he dies in Jedi, he's got how old is he? 60?
He's got to be in his mid-50s.
Mid-50s. So she's older
so
than that.
Ahsoka Tano's maybe younger. 10 years younger than him.
Right.
So she's 45 then. So she's got to be around 50 now.
Right.
So she's age appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rosario Dawson is 41 for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Actually, one quick thing about the Anakin. Yeah. That was actually the thing I found most interesting is that she was affiliated with Anakin, so she knows like what darkness can do. And I like that they've added an edge to Grogu, where he's not just this cutesy thing, but now you're like, wait a minute, like could he turn bad? Like there's things within him that make his character now more than just a cuddly kids thing, right? Like he has a lot more depth to him now. He can communicate. He has this attachment to the Mandalorian, but as Ahsoka Tano mentioned, he's kind of a wild card now. Well,
and she says the line where she's referencing Anakin, why she refuses to train him because of his emotions and his connections, and he's
been suppressed for so long.
And she says, I've seen that can make even the best Jedi vulnerable to corruption. And she's talking about Anakin. Like, she's seen that happen. Let's talk about that the whole scene with Baby Yoda and Ahsoka Tano.
Name's Grogu, you fuck.
It's going to take me a while.
Baby Yoda rolls off the tongue
to get used to calling him Grogu. But the fucking training scene was fantastic. First of all, this backstory. The child was a Jedi youngling in training at the temple in Coruscant. When the Empire comes to power at the end of the Clone Wars, they hide him. He essentially escapes Order 66, Rex.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He escapes Order 66. There's a few Jedi that escape Order 66. Who saved him? How much was he trained? And I love the callback to him getting the metal ball in the beginning, and Mando puts it in his pocket.
I mean, I have a theory that Palpatine actually saved him for himself.
Oh, shit.
Because, he's
rug theory.
Rug theory.
Because the reason is that we don't really know a lot about the Yoda, I guess the Yoda race or whatever, the alien race. We don't even know if they're aliens. We have no idea about them. We only know that there's only been two. There's a female and a male, Yoda and Yaddle.
There was Yaddle. Well, I'm surprised they didn't go with a Y name for him and just went Grogu.
And Grogu is is now a third, and they're very, very powerful with the Force. They have a high midichlorian count.
Yep.
If you're going to go in that fucking direction. But
Yep.
so if you're going to fuck around with DNA and midichlorians and shit and do experiments, which you know that Palpatine does, because that's how they fucking brought him back, maybe he took him to do experiments
To
on
stash him.
Yeah.
And then how did he get found again?
But, and
So
now
many
my theory on
questions.
there's two things that's going to happen. Like, okay, so Mando goes along on the mission with Ahsoka to fucking go up against this lady, the magistrate.
Yeah.
And after it's done, he's like, you made a promise to me, you're going to train him.
Yeah.
And of course, in every fucking fashion of this show, nobody ever pays up and gives him what he wants.
Well, I didn't think
always,
they're not splitting up Mando and Baby Yoda because he was legit sad, and it was amazing how just with his body motion and his voice, he's like, "Okay, wait here, I'll go get him." And I was like, "Holy shit, he is sad. He doesn't want to give him up." And I was like, "You can't split him up." So narratively, that's how they're going to keep them together.
No, they're not. Yeah, they got to keep them together. But like, so she's like, I'm not going to train him, but I'm going to tell you what to do. You're going to go to this fucking Jedi planet,
Tython,
and you're going to sit him on a rock.
Yes, the Seeing Stone.
And he's going to reach out, and then someone's going to answer the call.
And if he wants,
who's going to answer the call?
Well, so here are the current Jedi that are alive during this time.
One.
Am I? Okay, well, you'll fill it in later. So he's going to sit there, and a Jedi is going to reach out, and he can choose to see him. And it may be more than one Jedi. Here's all the Jedi alive right now. Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Leia Organa.
Right.
Ezra Bridger from Star Wars Rebels.
Right.
There's Ahsoka Tano, of course.
That's right.
There's Cal Kestis, who is from the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order video game.
I think that's a strong bet.
So
right
this would be amazing because Cal Kestis is played by Cameron Moynihan in the game. It's a fantastic game. He does a great job. Cal also escapes Order 66 in the game. Shit. And then there's a lady named Sarah Junda, who is a Jedi that helps Cal later in the game. But they're from Fallen Order. But why not? They could pull in fucking the video game guy. They already got the actor to look like him. Who am I missing on this list?
Mace Windu.
I thought he's dead.
No, he's not.
What?
Well, look.
What?
Nerds.
Just like Boba Fett's supposed to be dead, Samuel L. Jackson has been campaigning for Mace Windu to not be dead.
Oh, okay.
All right, and he made a big argument of it. He laid his case out at some convention.
Whoa.
He said, look, Luke Skywalker. So if you don't remember, Palpatine, who becomes Darth Sidious, fights Mace Windu,
right.
And then Darth Vader, which is Anakin, chops his hand off.
Right.
And then he gets Force lightning out the window
and you don't
supposedly falls to his death.
Ah.
But if you ever watch Mace Windu, he could fucking fly, that dude.
Yeah, he's a Jedi.
All right? He could fly and land on his feet with the Force. Like he's jumped off shit like miles high and landed on his feet.
Oh my God, imagine Sam Jackson.
That wouldn't kill him.
In the next episode.
People who get shot with Force lightning seem to survive. Yoda got shot with Force lightning. Luke got shot and they survived.
Yeah.
So getting your hand chopped off, everybody gets their hand chopped off. So, and they're fine. So there's nothing concrete that says that he's dead.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
And we know that there's going to be some kind, Samuel L. Jackson's been campaigning for Disney to hire him.
Imagine Jules just shows
up. There's talk of a Mace Windu show too.
And he's like, give me my lightsaber. It's the one that says bad motherfucker on it.
Yeah, that's right. So it could be Mace Windu.
Say what again,
Mace
Luke?
Windu.
Mace Windu would be amazing. As much as I'm torn, because I love that we're getting lightsabers and Force and Jedi, and there's no fucking Skywalker drama anywhere. I love that. But at the same time, Anthony, have you seen Sebastian Stan's somebody Photoshop him? He looks just like fucking Luke Skywalker. He looks like Mark Hamill, a younger Mark Hamill. I would be okay with bringing him in as Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
Well, if they did a Han Solo movie, they can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Sure.
Look, and he's already on the payroll. You already got him playing one role on the fucking thing. Just put him in here.
It's an easy thing to do.
So
the only thing is this is obviously fan art. Does he want to do it?
That's true.
Are they planning to do it? This goes back to the argument that maybe on Patreon where fans are influencing something.
Well,
more so than what's in the plan.
What's interesting, and I mentioned it there, but I'll give you the details here. So Sasha Banks got the role. They saw her on Hot Ones, doing a Hot Ones episode.
She's hot.
She's hot, and she was eating fucking wings, and that got her the role of the Mandalorian. Rosario Dawson's story is amazing how she got this casting. Someone tweeted to Boss Logic, I believe, how about Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano? Boss Logic retweets it with his fan art of her as Ahsoka Tano. She retweets that whole thing going, yes, I would love to do it. Dave Filoni sees this, and this is way before they even shot anything on The Mandalorian, remembers it, puts it in his back pocket, and they had cast her before season 1. She's been keeping the secret since then. In fact, that one photo that came out in season 1 of George Lucas holding Baby Yoda on set, it was like before the first season came out. She is just off screen in that photo, standing there in full Ahsoka Tano gear, shooting the thing. So they've been keeping, and remember, I was like, I hope they have another big secret. And they did, and it was Grogu and this shit. And I mean, we
there was something bigger here.
What's that?
The return of Michael Biehn.
Oh,
Come
fuck,
on
I
now.
forgot about that. Michael Biehn as Lang.
I got no quarrel with you.
He's so old. I got no quarrel with you, Mandalorian.
Honestly, I was watching and I'm like, is that Michael
I didn't
Biehn?
recognize
Or is
him.
that just some old guy that kind of looks like Michael
Poor
Biehn?
Kyle Reese is aged.
I didn't recognize him. Not till the credits hit where I was like, oh my God, that was Michael
That
Biehn.
scene
He looks
was great.
Not like Michael Biehn. He's old.
That scene was great because that was like a classic Western shootout. Draw.
A lot of Akira Kurosawa type
there's
stuff.
Another
in this.
Easter egg. Filoni inspired by Akira Kurosawa's movie Yojimbo, and in fact, the plot is kind of the basic plot of the movie he uses in this episode.
Well, there's even a shot that's from Seven Samurai too in there.
Shit.
That they recreate.
More Easter eggs. Ahsoka, if you didn't know anybody, I looked some stuff up. Rugs probably know this, but she's an alien species known as the Togruta.
They're not Japanese.
They're not
Very
Japanese.
surprised.
They're alien, native to the planet Shili.
Legitimately, I did not know what Ahsoka Tano looked like, and I was like, wait a minute. Not Japanese.
What'd you think, though, when you first saw her look?
Then I was like, oh, I think I've seen this. I've seen some of this on Clone Wars. I'm like, oh, this character, now I know what she looks like.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
I mean, it almost looks CGI. Initially, I was like, holy fuck, look, she was glowing in the lights. It looks so good. So she's from the planet Shili. The tails that... Shili? Not Chili. Chili's. She works at the Chili's.
Not taco meat.
So Gruta taco meat. It's not a headdress, her tails, but it's part of her body. I was like, I wondered, what are those made out of? They are.
I mean, it's made to like kind of ape Egyptian stuff.
Yes, but there are tentacles. There are appendages that may even help her.
Oh, really?
Access the Force. Yes.
Huh. That's like the girl from Fifth Element.
Yes, it's a lot like
girl
that.
Had like hair where it's not really hair.
And you see a lot of alien species in Star Wars that have like tentacles coming out of their heads and wrapping around. It's just another thing with that, but it may actually help her with the Force. And you already mentioned the lady who played the Magistrate, Diana Lee Inosanto. She is an experienced martial artist and stuntwoman trained by her father, Don Inosanto, who is a student and friend of Bruce Lee. Diana is Bruce Lee's godchild.
If we had Bilotti on this episode, I think he would have creamed himself.
Right? That he knew.
Talking about,
he knew. Do you think he recognized her?
Yeah. Oh, Bilotti, yeah.
And then the other big drop, Ruggs. It turns out Ahsoka Tano is looking for the Magistrate's leader, who is Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah.
What the hell? What's the deal with that?
Explain
and his
Thrawn.
pocket protector pens.
Explain Thrawn, Brug boy.
I love prawns.
Prawns are
All right,
yummy.
Thrawn
I like shrimp cocktail.
is a chiss.
He's a chiss, first of all. He's
All right,
and
and he comes.
He's a chiss.
And
Fuck you.
that
What'd you
means
call
he's
me?
a.
What'd you call me?
I know we're talking about chess later. Isn't it pronounced chess?
No, it's not pronounced chess. It's
He's a chiss. And it sounds like it sounds pejorative.
It sounds like
anyway,
an insult. What'd you call me?
You chiss.
Yeah, call me that.
Don't call me a fucking chiss. You're a fucking chiss. Anyway.
Look at that fucking chiss over there. Fucking chiss.
Anyway,
right
a chiss is a blue skinned dude with red eyes. Yeah. And basically, if the way that a lot of people describe it is, and I'm stealing this from some website that I read, but the Vulcans in Star Trek are like these brainy, like logic based, super high reasoning people, and the chiss are like the same way. They're
super smart fucking aliens that want to take over.
They're playing chiss with you.
They're playing chiss with you. Canonically, Thrawn comes from the extended universe. There's a series of books.
He's the big bad in Rebels.
And then he is the big bad in Star Wars Rebels. But before that, there's a trilogy, Heir to the Empire, which written by Timothy Zahn, who invented Thrawn. And a lot of people regard this as like the best post-original trilogy story you're ever going to read. Because Thrawn in the trilogy goes up against Han Solo, Luke, Chewie, Lando. They're all there. And it continues the story. Well, Lucasfilm made that the Legends and not canon, but now they just name drop this. So what was he doing in Rebels? What can we tie in?
The last thing that I remember, okay, so Thrawn is like one of these bad guys that's kind of like Moriarty in like Sherlock Holmes, like where he just likes to toy with people.
Is he part of the Empire?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's Grand Admiral. That means that he's either on the same level or I think than a Moff. I think if you're a Grand Moff, you're on the same level as a Grand Admiral.
I think a Moff is lower than a Grand Admiral.
So a Moff is probably lower. So I think that Admiral Thrawn is probably definitely outranks Moff Gideon.
But Thrawn came in and swept up the remaining Empire after it went down. And
so in Rebels, basically, he wanted to stamp out these rebels really bad. So he started to like just fuck with them and like going in, just fuck with them individually and just kind of toy with them and lead them into traps and kind of just, he's playing chess with them. You know?
Chess.
Playing chess. Everything he does is like a chess game. And eventually Ezra Bridger fucking brings all of these space whales.
Okay.
that to attack his ship and basically warp him in far away onto the outer rims where he can't ever get back.
Okay, just strand him.
So basically, they just made him go away into deep space. But Ezra's there with him.
Oh, shit.
So I don't know if Ezra is like being poisoned by him or maybe they're stuck in the fucking middle of nowhere together and they're just fucking like hanging out.
So Thrawn's a big dude, and to see him live action would be crazy.
So I think if we see Thrawn, we're going to see Ezra Bridger. That's all I'm saying.
So I don't know what happens next. Do we see Boba Fett again? Do any of those cameos come back? Does Bo-Katan come back? Does Ahsoka come back? Is it just...
I mean, if they know what they're doing, all of this shit's going to come to fruition, and there's going to be a big to-do about all these characters coming back at some point.
Not a big fuck up right there.
Not a big fuck up.
Fuck that shit. That's a big fuck up right there.
Well, the next episode actually is 35 minutes. It's the shortest episode yet. So it may be like a fillery episode, but they only have 3 left. They got to fucking... get this going.
And by the time you listen to the show, you will have been speculating on something you've already seen.
So let's skip this part and just rate the episode. What would you give it, Anthony?
Because of the enthusiasm from all the Star Wars fans.
Oh, they loved it.
They loved it so much, and the sites that I read, they loved it so much. And I did find it to be entertaining. So I'll go, and I liked the Grogu thing, him having being a little bit more of a wild card. So I'll go 8.
Okay. Nice. Bruggs, what would you give this? What did you think overall?
I'm going to say that just for okay, so Bo-Katan, one thing, all right? You got it was like kind of like a warm-up. It was like, okay, here is the realization of an animated character being brought to life with the character who does the voice. Crazy shit. Anyhow, now you got another character, fucking name drops of all this other shit that could happen. You got the promise of fucking Death Troopers. All this stuff, it's culminating into this really cool conversation. It's not just about the mission of the week. We're talking about deep lore. I'm fucking getting invested into this show. I didn't like the show this much last year.
Right?
No, you didn't. You're more into it for sure.
Yeah, maybe it's because they're bringing in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I love it when they bring in stuff that and they're tying and it all relates and they're showing you that it's a connected universe and it fucking matters that you're a real fan. You're gonna really fucking get the most out of it. You know, you could still enjoy it, but I mean, you're really getting payback for watching all the Clone Wars and shit.
I think it's made Rebels and Clone Wars almost essential viewing now. It works both ways. They're giving you stuff that
I know that casual fans are probably like, you guys are fucking. Just shut the fuck up.
You got to go back and watch Rebels and Clone Wars now.
You guys, you need to yourselves, cut the shit. You know, you watch the fucking cartoon. All right. But I'm getting enjoyment out of this.
Yeah. It's great.
I can't hide it. I'm getting like Imran.
I can't, I honestly, before you give your rating, I mean, this is the most enthusiasm I've ever heard on Rogue Boy. Like, this is especially something that isn't.
I'll tell you why.
A big, something that's not based on an IP that we've seen for years and years and years and years.
I'll tell you why, because just like I fucking beat up people when they fuck up big time,
you do beat up people,
and when they make huge blunders, I want to reward the fact that, and I want to recognize the fact that I know they're doing the right thing here.
Yeah,
I mean, look, they can screw it up at any moment. At this moment in time, they're doing like service to Star Wars. They're actually making Star Wars better.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not doing it by, all right, we're checking a box here. We're going to no, they're like saying, okay, these are characters that people love and that we've developed and we know that they work, and we're going to fucking bring them in, and we're creating new characters like them, like Mandalorian.
The Marshal is kind of new.
Grogu's new. There's a lot of new. Moff Gideon is new. They're all new.
Yeah. And then old.
But it's working.
Yeah.
This is a good culmination. This is when it works.
That's how you do it.
And yeah. And
it's
it
nice
works
to see you give praise to something. That's amazing.
Yeah. So, I mean, but look, I'm like, listen, I know I'm skeptical as fuck it's going to work out in the end. We've seen this before. We've seen Game of Thrones happen.
Yeah.
Right. We live in a world where we were all ready for the fucking last season of Game of Thrones. And then all of a sudden, we were all disappointed. So things can happen. But in this moment, just this time right now, they're doing the right thing.
They're nailing it.
Yeah. So I'm going to give him a 9.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
That's the highest score I think I've ever given anything.
Probably. In all of time.
Not even because the episode was good. Like, not even because it was just like a decent episode. It was because the character lore stuff, the fact that it's coming together and there's so much more to look forward to.
Yep.
Because of the anticipation of, okay, who's going to be the fucking guy? What's the fucking story with Grogu? Like, who fucking hit him? Like, Admiral Thrawn, are we going to see his ass? Or are we going to see Bo-Katan and everybody come back? Is fucking Boba Fett going to come? And if he comes, who's he coming on? Like, I don't know. But like, it's like, it's just a lot. There's a lot to look forward to.
Yes, there is. I'm going to give it 9 too, and for exactly that same reason. Like, it's not the best episode, but the payoff is coming.
Yeah, I don't think it's the best directed episode.
Right. I thought he did a good job. Filoni,
which is okay.
He's done 4 other episodes. He's getting better. It's different than cartoons.
I'll make an analogy. It's like when a comic book has shitty art,
right?
But it's still good because like it's gonna fucking pay off.
But I love little things. Like the line where he goes, a Mandalorian and a Jedi, they'll never see it coming. So fucking badass. I love the music. It's Ludwig Göransson, who did Black Panther, does fantastic work. The music's been top notch. And then just the beautiful samurai / Western nature of this episode. Like I said earlier, this is the best thing Star Wars has made since like the original trilogy, and then like Rogue One, and then this.
Oh shit!
I mean, this is it's so good and it's so satisfying. We do have to mention the passing of one David Prowse, who was the guy who played Darth Vader. He was inside the costume, passed away.
He's the guy in the suit.
He's the guy in the suit at age 85.
Did he play Anakin, or was there someone else playing Anakin?
No, so this was the kind of the craziest thing about him doing this. It wasn't him. Originally, when he did this role, they were shooting. He was doing the lines. Anthony, I don't know if you've heard this story.
No, I don't care.
And wait, but listen, it's interesting. So they're shooting this movie. He's doing the lines, and clearly it's obvious through the mask, just like Bane, they can't understand a fuck he's saying. And David Prowse goes to George Lucas, like, George, no one's going to be able to understand me. I'm talking through this mask. And George is like, don't worry. We'll redub it later. Well, they finish shooting in London. They get back to the U.S. David Prowse is in London, expecting a call to do the voiceover. What do? They go get James Earl Jones.
Oh, shit.
Like the best voiceover guy ever to do the voiceover. But David Prowse was okay with it. But then another rub, as in Jedi, when Luke does take his mask off, that is also not him. They didn't even use him then. That's a complete other guy.
Why? He wasn't white and pasty enough?
I guess not. He wasn't bald and wrinkly enough to be in that suit. But he,
I mean, not Luke, Darth. You said Luke.
Darth. He was.
I was very confused there.
No, he's Luke's dad.
Yeah.
But IGN, he's Darth Vader, one of the greatest movie villains of all time. And just his stature and his body type.
He's a big dude.
He's a big dude, over 6 feet tall. He was like a boxer and a wrestler, and his presence. I always remember like the first time you see Darth Vader. I think everybody does because you're like, holy fuck, who is that guy?
But it's all encompassing, but the voice is really.
The voice and the body language, though.
James
the body
Earl
language
Jones.
is important.
I think the body language is important, but I think it's the costume design and the voice.
It's everything in collaboration, working together.
Yeah, it's everything.
Maybe one weighs a little bit more than the other.
There's definitely
I think body language would be the third thing.
David Prowse had to fucking hold his arms up and emote and gesture and hold the dude up.
Well, look at the guy who plays
people.
the Mandalorian. Like, who do you give credit to?
Is Pedro Pascal even in the fucking suit? You don't know. Probably not, ever.
Why would
You could just dump it over. Why even show up to shoot the fucking show? Before we take a quick break, I do want to remind the listener, it's the holiday time, guys, right? You guys are probably shopping. You're going to Amazon, buying things, of course, because you don't want to go to the stores because there's Corona everywhere.
Oh, shit.
But if you're using Amazon, we do have an affiliate link. It helps us out. Doesn't cost you anything. Just visit jockandnerd.com/Amazon, and it will take you to regular Amazon, but you will be using our affiliate link. Jock and Nerd. And the other thing you could do is there's sales at our shop, jockandnerd.com/shop, our TeePublic shop. December 9th through 11th, everything site-wide up to 35% off. You can get some cheap t-shirts, masks, face masks, tumblers, hoodies, things to stay warm. So while you're shopping...
Tumblers? Do they come in black?
Yes, it's my favorite color.
Oh, shit.
That's a Batman joke.
Anyways, check all that shit out. We're going to take a quick break, play some promos, and we're going to be right back to talk about chess. Not chiss, but actual chess. After this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Mark, and I'm one of the hosts of Massive Late Fee. Do you remember Blockbuster? Well, we do, and we racked up a lot of late fees there. That's why we're glad there's things like Netflix, Hulu, and Blockbuster has died, mostly because of us. We cover streaming shows and pretty much whatever we want. Join us every Thursday as we talk TV and movies on Massive Late Fee. You can find us at Massive Late Fee on Twitter, Massive Late Fee on Facebook. You can email the show at massivelatefee@gmail.com, and you can find us at MySpace, Massive Late Fee. Massive Late Fee, the best podcast we can think of.
Called The Working Man's Nerdist, Tales from the Fandom is a weekly podcast where David talks with a guest about the fandoms that they love. Whether it's classics like Star Trek, Star Wars and Tolkien, or new ones like Game of Thrones or Harry Potter. Anime, books, TV shows, movies, role-playing, video games, cosplay and more are discussed. Each episode is different, based on the guest. No fandom is too big or too small. Subscribe to Tales from the Fandom and join in on the fun.
Listener, if you enjoy the show and want to support us and tip us on a monthly or one-time basis, join our fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon, where as little as $3 a month, you can sign up and get bonus content and early access to all the shows in the form of an exclusive RSS feed just for our listeners. There's now annual membership, so you can sign up for a month or sign up for the year. Got to shout out a couple of people. Thank you to Jay Davis for increasing from $3 a month to the $10 a month tier.
Awesome.
That means he gets to pick a movie. That's the You Pick It tier, listener. You give us $10 a month or more. You can choose any movie and force us to review it. You guys, he has picked his movie. This is so great.
Great. This is good.
Right? His movie pick is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 90s.
Oh,
shit. You're having trouble speaking.
I can't talk today. TMNT. The original 90s, of course, with the animatronic heads. I love that movie. I haven't seen
Eddie
it.
Reyes Jr.
I haven't watched that movie since I was a kid, but I've always thought I enjoyed it. So
same.
We'll
Me
see.
neither. I haven't seen it in years.
I actually have a high regard for this movie.
We're going to find out if it holds up when we do your pick. That's amazing. Also, shout out to our buddy, Dope Pope. He sent in a $120 donation.
Or as I like to call him, Dopey Pope.
Dopey Pope.
I like referring to him as the dopest of popes.
He is the dopest of popes. Make sure you check out his stuff on Instagram, Dope Pope. I will put a link in the show notes. He is an amazing 3D artist and makes amazing kaiju art and 3D models and things to print out. And he sent us a donation before. He used our PayPal link. So if you don't want a monthly thing, you can send us a one-time thing. There is a PayPal link on our website for one-time donations. Thank you so much, Dope. Missed you at the Not G-Fest this year.
Yeah, man.
You know, I was love seeing these guys.
Especially in the time of Corona. For the dude to pony up dough,
right?
I love you, Dope.
Dope Pope is
the best,
a
man.
prince. Yeah.
Talking nerd.
And if you signed up, you would have heard bonus content like my instant recap reaction to the episode we just talked about, Mandalorian, the Jedi. And there's a new Jock Talk.
Their bottom is very weak.
It's where you're going to find sports talk only on our Patreon.
Me and the Jock, Chaz Hubbard.
Chaz, jocking it out. You guys doing what jocks do, whatever that is.
Airing out your balls.
Airing out your balls.
My balls was hot.
Get all
Letting
that.
them walk.
We do the shows actually in jockstrap. So
you have
although
to.
there's no visual component, we're sitting there with our ass just
You should
hanging out.
Instagram that.
I can feel it. Yeah.
Sitting on the chair, just having fun.
I absolutely got that vibe when I listened to the show. It's like you guys are just.
Did you like the recap, by the way?
Yeah. What was
just me criticizing you the entire recap of the show, the write-up?
Oh, yeah, I love that. That's why I have to post it as not me, because people are like, why are you insulting yourself when you're posting these things?
And Ron sucks at sports. This is why we're doing this.
This is why I hate sports, because I suck at sports. I don't hate them. I just don't care. Anyways, jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
If you were good at them, you would probably care.
Oh, yeah. If I was good at it. Speaking of sports, the show we're talking about, is it a sport? I can't wait to find out. Let's get to our review, which is a show that's even buzzier than fucking Mandalorian right now. It is The Queen's Gambit on Netflix. Here's your spoilers.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Prepare to be spoiled!
This amazing 7-episode miniseries is based on a Walter Tevis 1983 novel called The Queen's Gambit, created for Netflix by Scott Frank and Alan Scott, and written and directed by Scott Frank. Rotten Tomatoes, this thing's 100% on the Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, shit.
People are
100%?
100%.
Get the fuck out of here.
Average, it says 100%.
What's the average critic rating?
There's no average critic rating on this. It just says all critics, top critics. Netflix has said when the show came out, Queen's Gambit had drawn 62 million global viewers to become the company's biggest scripted limited series.
Oh, shit.
People are definitely talking about this, which is why we are reviewing it, because I watched it, and then Ruggs watched it, and then Anthony watched it. Anthony.
Yes.
Start us off. I guess if you want to explain the plot, I'm sure people.
Sure. I'll just give a quick premise.
Yeah.
It's this girl that is an orphan with kind of a fucked up past gets into chess by playing with the janitor at the orphanage, and she's basically a child prodigy, and it's her journey through the chess world in the 50s and the 60s, I believe.
Yep.
Where she's like the only girl doing this, and she's dealing with all her inner demons from her being an orphan and her parents, her mom, and then her what would you call that? Adopted mother,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So all those things, along with her being a girl and then playing chess and going up against the evil Russians. So that's it. That's what it is.
And I mean, it's an amazing story.
It's a sports chess movie, but with like demons.
It's an underdog sports movie. Of course, the girl Beth Harmon, fictional Beth Harmon chess prodigy, played brilliantly by Anya Taylor-Joy. Bill Camp playing Mr. Scheibel, the janitor that kind of teaches her how to play chess in the basement in that first origin episode.
And he just lives in the basement.
And he lives there, and sometimes he mops the floor.
He never does any janitor things. He just sits in the basement and fucking plays chess.
But what did you think of this journey of this underdog? I mean, these are athletes. This is a sports movie.
Shut up.
Oh, shit.
No, you don't agree?
No, they're not. I wouldn't go athletes. I wouldn't go that far.
Why not? They're training. They study. They train. They do the same thing athletes do.
What are they doing that's athletic?
They're looking at, how football players look at gameplay of other teams. They're studying the other opponents' games, other games. They train themselves with these speed rounds, speed chess. It's all working on muscle memory. How is it any different?
You're kidding yourself. Anyways, I'm not even going to answer that because that's just such a stupid thing to say. What did I think of this?
Yeah.
I want to first get into how I got into this show.
Yes.
So everyone's talking about this show. Number one, Rug Boy mentioned he was watching it. But the big thing that actually got me into it was that forgettable New Mutants movie, and just watching Anya Taylor-Joy be somewhat charismatic as Magic and going, oh, everyone's talking about this and she's in that show, so now I'm going to watch that. Overall, I would say the show, I liked it, first off. I found it to be entertaining. I think it's a good, like, COVID, you're staying at home type show.
It's a
where
great
it's just
escape.
like, oh, yeah. I did find it to be a bit overhyped. I didn't think it was the craziest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life, or that it was worth all this praise, but I think it's just a very solid show that I think, because everyone's staying home and doesn't have many things to do, it's just the right show at the right time and about a subject matter that no one really has seen on TV before.
It makes chess kind of sexy. It made it more.
Chess sets are going. Yeah,
people are buying chess sets.
Now.
Online chess has new visitors. People are Googling how to play chess. So it's bringing new players to this game, which is fun. Ruggs, what did you think?
I think it's. Let's just put things out there. It's a 7-episode thing.
Yeah,
it's not a big commitment.
No, it's a one and done season.
Yeah,
it's great.
So first of all, it's not a huge thing. It's less than, remember, Stranger Things was 8 episodes. This is 7.
Yeah.
It should be a one and done. I don't think there should be another season.
Yeah, I think this is fine.
But it was interesting. Like, I don't want to go back to chess again. Like, this was enough.
Yeah.
But I liked it because it was, now I have some unanswered questions. I have things, whatever. But like, overall, I think it was very compelling, right?
Yeah, very compelling.
It made me want to watch the next episode. I felt like invested in her journey. I thought, she's a flawed character. I like flawed characters. I don't like Mary Sue's. I mean, like, she could have been a Mary Sue. She's like a fucking child prodigy, right? But she had demons, and that made her interesting. She failed. She fucked up.
She wasn't undefeatable, which was important.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think all of those things made it more interesting and than just a regular show about chess. And then they had like the 80s like Rocky IV against Russia thing,
It's Rocky with chess. Absolutely.
It's Rocky with chess.
Exactly what it is.
And then she goes and learns Russian, and she hears them talk about her, and she knows what they're saying. And she fucks like people and doesn't give a shit about them.
Well, you see her become a wild girl, which is also fun.
Yeah. And
the last 2 episodes are great.
Yeah. So I mean, overall, like, it was compelling. I was into the story. I knew it wasn't in for a long ride. It was only a short little thing.
Makes it was easy.
It was a period piece, and it was done well. Like, it captured the spirit of the time, and it brought me into a new world that I'd never seen before. And now I feel like I know about a little bit about, I don't know shit about chess, but I know that there's tournaments and you can enter them. And
there's moves, and the moves have names.
Yeah, moves, and then people study the shit.
Yeah. No, I love that about that. You didn't really need to know chess to enjoy the show. I still don't understand how they name the fucking squares. Like, what the format is. Well, how do you know? Like,
where they start.
King to knight 6. What the fuck does that mean? I still can't figure that shit out.
Knight 6 would be like 6 rows
6
up from the from where the knight would have been starting, I believe.
I knew how to play chess when I was a kid, and I forgot it completely.
Well, that was my other question. Have you guys
I know
played
that
chess?
the knight moves like an L, and that's
I know how to play chess. I used to think I was actually pretty good at chess as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Then I played someone that actually was good at chess, and I was like, oh, I don't know shit about chess.
No,
I mean, I know all the pieces move.
That's
but,
exactly what happened to me. My dad taught me how to play chess. I remember, and I enjoyed it. And I remember even one time I finally fucking beat him.
Oh shit!
And I was like, oh shit, I beat my dad. But then when I realized what real chess playing was, I was like, oh no. But I do remember it is a game where you're thinking fucking 6 moves ahead in every direction, and the way they visualized her seeing the chess game and on the ceiling was so fucking cool. It was amazing. I loved that little style, that visualization, because a lot of chess players say they will look off and they'll visualize the game in their head, or they'll see it. And see her seeing it is so cool.
What's next? A StarCraft movie? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, Warcraft. I mean, I love that it brought you into this world, and it's a fictional character in this real life.
I remember the last time that I played chess.
Yeah.
I was in Cancun, and there was like one of those life-size chess things where the pieces are as big as you. I was shit-faced. And I was like, I fell over like the king, and
that's the only way to really play chess.
I figured they were going to do that at least once in the show.
The
they
one
did
where you were the chess piece and you have to move. And
no, I didn't do that. But it was like they had those giant, like
That's fucking
these
hilarious.
giant wooden pieces that you just move, and you're like shit faced, and you're like, ah.
I've seen those. That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's the last chess game I lost.
I think this was a kind of I found her to be good. I think a lot of people will frame this as like a star-making performance for Anya
she's getting an
Taylor-Joy.
Emmy nomination for sure. Come on, she's amazing in this.
I thought she was good. I thought she was really solid. This was more in her wheelhouse than having a Russian accent.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was horrible.
But she has charisma, right? Like she just has this presence about her.
She does. Her look,
whether
just
she's playing magic or she's playing a chess player, which it just works.
Just that shot of her, looking up from the chessboard. And I love how they showed you that, like, instead of watching the game, she's watching the player, kind of like a poker game, almost like you're trying to read.
Well,
the other
she
guy.
did a really good job because, like, that character, in other hands, could be like kind of like stuck up, and a little bit like a little too aloof to be relatable. But she did just enough where she's kind of a weirdo, but she's also like you can relate to just if you can see why she is the way she is, and you're kind of also rooting for her.
So was it realistic to you? Because part of me was like, she's a little too attractive, and to be in this environment that like it's obviously.
I mean, I
polished.
I find her to be somewhat attractive. I don't really.
She's attractive.
I'm not really over the moon for her, but like but I think that she did a good job, and she was fun to look at. She has like really interesting eyes.
Yeah, they're kind of wide apart.
They kind of like they kind of draw you in.
Oh yeah.
They're wide apart. Yeah,
it's like a little bit wider apart.
That's where Imran goes with it. You go. She has interesting eyes, and he goes to like a defect in her face.
It's not a defect. It's what makes it interesting.
Well, I saw her in a movie where she plays like a bioengineered like person, or something.
Yeah,
where she this is early on in her career, and she looked a little different, and I realized it's because she fell down the stairs and knocked out her 4 front teeth.
Oh shit! Really?
And she had to have like replacements put in.
Oh, I know what that's like.
And so she looks a little different than I remember.
I can relate to that.
Jesus, and your dentures.
Yeah, me and my fucking implants. I took them all out. Fuck it.
For some reason, since I know that, like, I'm like, oh, I have this like, it's a weird disconnect. I'm like, oh, I remember she look a little different, but she's attractive, and that's not the reason why I like the show. Though I think one of the things that kind of got me, like, I couldn't quite get my head around it is what happened with the mom and the dad. Her mother.
The birth parent? No, the birth parents or adopted parents?
Yeah, because like that, it was a staggered story told out of time context.
I think I could explain.
And I couldn't piece it together with any kind of real. I didn't get it.
I think I might be able to explain it since I just saw the show, but I believe her mom couldn't really afford to have a kid, so she went to the dad and like just threw it on him, like, "Hey, this is your daughter." And he was like, no, like, this is not, I'm not going to take responsibility. And then she decided to have them, she wanted to commit suicide and kill both of them.
He came to be with her and the kid, and she kicked him out.
Oh, are you talking about the adoptive parents?
No, I'm talking about her mom. I think in the beginning of the movie, her mother was in a thing, and the guy came in the car. She says, if I'm leaving and I'm never going to come back if you don't take me in now. And she didn't want him.
And they were living in this trailer. Like, she removed her and her daughter and lived in this.
So he wanted
remote trailer. So that's the birth parents you're talking about.
Yeah.
Basically, she went like, so there's a little bit of mental situation in Beth Orton's, genes. Her mom went crazy and wanted to kill both of them. It's basically what it comes down to. That's what I got out of it. Like, even the dad couldn't talk any sense to her. But this is where
I don't know if that. I thought it was like she was trying to make a last ditch effort with the dad or something. And
I think there was a mental illness thing too. I think Imran's right about that. I think there was.
Yeah, that I agree with. I'm just saying I don't think she went to the dad and the dad was trying to convince them not to kill Lee. I think she went to the dad for like some sort of effort to like fix this, and then he said no, and that's what drove her to be like, okay, I'm killing both of us.
Yeah, that's the only thing that kind of threw me off is like, why did the dad go to the trailer to try and get back into her life if she was crazy?
Well, and I think the mental illness is part of maybe where her skill comes from. It's kind of, they didn't really delve too much into that. I thought I felt like they left a lot of unanswered questions, and
if this was a one-off, they should have at least attempted to kind of like clear that up a little bit more.
I loved her relationship with her adopted mom, how like she kind of let her, do stuff. But then once she realized that this child's bringing in money playing chess games, like they connected more. And it was
I thought that was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. And I liked that she was already kind of screwed up because of her mom, but then her adopted mom like helped her a lot, right? Like encouraged her to be in chess and did all these things for her. But then also like she adopted the alcoholism from her adopted mom. So like you can, it's just not only nature, but like nurture too. Like you can adopt things from different influences in your life and it make it, and it influences you in positive and negative ways.
And that on top of the fact that she got hooked on tranquilizers while in the foster home. They're giving kids tranquilizers, and that.
Well, she learned that from
Jolene.
Jolene. I was gonna say the black chick.
Jolene, who comes back at the end once she's like a big celebrity star. What did you guys think of the other supporting cast? The guys were good. I like Benny. Benny Watts was kind of fun. The first guy that beats her, because I was like, somebody has to beat her, and she does get beaten by Benny and Borgoff.
I think they were good.
I think everybody was fine.
Yeah, I didn't think anyone stood out more or less, but the only thing I found kind of cheesy at the end is like, although it's like a cool moment when they all the people she's fucked and the male chess players that she's been around get together, I was like, how would they even know each other? How would Baltic know? How would Benny even reach out to Baltic? Baltic is just like the best guy in Kentucky.
Yeah,
Benny's the best guy in fucking U.S. Like, who gives a fuck about the best guy in Kentucky?
Listen, it's a chess group. Everybody knows everybody else.
I guess everyone knows each other.
It's a small world.
And how would they know the twins? Those guys, who gives a fuck about the twins? They're like the best guys in Lexington.
Everybody knew those guys. Yeah, on their way up.
But, it was just a moment in the show.
I mean, it made chess like exciting, intense, and like the whole thing to adjourn is crazy, where you can pause and write down your move in an envelope and then give it back. And then when he offers the draw at the end and she's like, fuck no, let's keep going. Like she could have taken that. Even the commentary, the guy on the radio giving the commentary with the chess game, very exciting. Couple of Easter eggs. You mentioned Lexington, Kentucky is the backdrop for most of his show, but they shot this in Berlin and Canada, Ontario. None of it shot in
Berlin?
Yes, Berlin, Germany.
Oh,
in Ontario,
is that where they
Canada.
did the Russian stuff?
They must have.
They probably did a lot of it there.
Yeah, and Canada is probably Kentucky. They did employ former world champion Garry Kasparov and New York City chess coach Bruce Pandolfini as consultants. And they said it's the most...
Bruce Pandolfini couldn't get Gandolfini out of the grave.
Yeah, no, he's dead. He can't make it. Pandolfini, though. Pandolfini is around. They said making it the most successful screen adaptations of the game. So all those games, they had to memorize the move. Like, they all choreographed every game in the background, every game you see, the speed rounds. But then the actors
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about
crazy.
that during the show. I was going... If a real chess player is watching, are they like,
yes,
oh, wow,
yes.
this is actually what they're describing is happening?
It's all legit chess play made by these guys, Kasparov and Pandolfini. But then on top of that, imagine being the talent and you have to memorize every fucking move. And playing multiple games at once is the most insane thing. I've seen people do it in person.
The speed chess thing is pretty crazy.
It's fucking wild. It's wild. So... and then this another Easter egg, even though the show was set in the 60s, women were not allowed to play in the World Chess Championship until the 80s. Hungarian player Judith Polgar became youngest chess grandmaster in history at just 50 in 91. And she didn't want to play women's tournaments. She played against the men. What else? Yeah, that's about it. I mean, there's
What
movies.
is the Queen's Gambit?
Oh, so the Queen's Gambit is a move. In chess, a gambit is your opening move, in which a player will sacrifice pieces to gain a positive position later. The Queen's Gambit is the most popular gambit, and although most gambits are said to be unsound against perfect play, the Queen's Gambit is said to be the exception. And in the last episode, it's the move Beth opens with in her second match against Berghoff, where she wins, and he plays right into it. The objective of the Queen's Gambit is to temporarily sacrifice a pawn to gain control of the center of the board. All that strategy they're talking, how they think about, like, it was crazy. It was like planning a war. How much thought has to go into learning all these moves?
Well, you got to know all the moves that are possible,
and then all the counters to those moves.
I mean, chess is an intricate
fucking
game.
Nuts.
That's why they say this isn't checkers. This is chess.
This is
like when they're
checkers.
referring to like next level, like high level strategery and things like that.
It's a great, I mean, and the guy, Tevis, who wrote the book, he also wrote The Hustler and Color of Money. So he likes writing pool books and chess books. Chiss books. What do you guys give it a rating, Anthony? What would you rate this?
I think I kind of gave away where I'm going to put this.
Yeah.
I thought it was a solid Netflix COVID show. I wasn't blown away, but I also was engaged enough to watch the first episode and keep going, especially once Anya Taylor-Joy,
she's a joy,
showed up in the second episode, and I was kind of enthralled by her character. So I'm going to go 7.5.
Okay, Ruggs, what are you going to give it?
Jesus, he stole my score.
Oh, he did.
I'm sorry.
Fuck you, Anthony. 7.
I didn't say that. 7.5?
7.5 as well. I feel like it could have been an 8 if some of the other things like panned out a little bit more, but I think overall it was very satisfying. So I think that everybody should watch it if they're into like giving it a chance. Yeah, check it out.
This has got to be like the first show ever where we review 2 things.
Yeah.
And Ruggs is
and he's on board with both
saying
of them.
good things.
Oh my God, that never happens.
Without really much like to criticize.
No.
This is amazing.
I mean, like I did have questions about things, but I mean, look, at the end of the day, they do what's right for the character. They introduce a character. She has a strength and she has a weakness.
And she has a weakness, and there's growth, and there's an arc, and there's redemption.
Yeah, she has a bad guy.
Got everything.
She's got a bad guy. She's got people along the way that are bad guys that become friends with her. All these things. She's got people working against her. She's got people working with her. And then, I mean, she's a little bit detached and that kind of, whatever. But I mean, I think for 7 episodes, I'm not really going to quibble about that. It's just, it's over. If it was like 13 episodes and I was like wasted another day of my life or whatever trying to.
It was like a Marvel Netflix season.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I fucking loved it. It's an amazing underdog story. The time period, they nailed the set, the costume, the music, the visual style, the storytelling, how they show chests on the ceiling. I'm giving it a 9. It's fucking great and one and done. It doesn't need any more. It hooks you, and I couldn't stop watching it. I thought it was very, very good. There's my rating. I found this. Did you guys know that there's a thing called chess boxing?
What?
Oh, shit.
Do you punch a guy after you do a move?
It's literally that. The idea is to combine the number one thinking sport with the number one fighting sport, and you play chess, and then you get up and you box. There's a World Chess Boxing Organization, the WCBO, and I found some videos. I was like, holy fuck.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks.
Whoops.
I'd like to see drunk chess.
Drunk chess boxing.
This is the type of thing that Imran finds.
Would you do chess boxing? I'm like, what the fuck is chess boxing?
This is so stupid.
It's a legit thing. Look it up. Anyways.
It's not a legit thing.
It's real. It's a thing people do.
I'm sure it's real, but it's not. No one's looking at this and going,
chess boxing.
You know what? This is the next sport. This is the thing.
It's going to be right there next to esports. It's happening, and drone racing. All of these things are going to be legit big-time sports. Anyways, let's do news from the nation. Esports.
It's time for news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Yo, I got crazy things happened this week. We got 7 new iTunes Apple Podcast reviews.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
All 5 stars. Now, suddenly these pop up. It's amazing. 6 of them all had something in common. They all said 5 stars, love it, great show. Shout out to Roberto Rivera for the recommendation.
Holy shit balls.
Roberto Rivera doing the Lord's work on our Apple Podcast review page.
That guy's
So what does this tell you here?
So I told him thank you, and he goes, I got you. I'm trying to see if I can get more. Roberto said we should start a challenge. Person with the most referrals gets a free T-shirt and a movie review.
I'll put up 2 T-shirts and a fucking mask.
Oh shit. He said I'll sponsor the cost for the shirt. Ruggs,
I'll pay for it.
Okay.
I'll fucking pay for it.
This is a great idea of putting the referral in Apple Podcast reviews, but also what's important, Roberto Rivera, everybody, when you are rating, subscribe to the show, because really, if we can run this, let's run this for a few months until February. Tell your friends to put your name in the Apple Podcast review. Tell them to rate it and tell them to subscribe. If we can build this momentum of subscriptions, ratings, and reviews, Holy shit, we could do some damage over there on Apple Podcasts.
I think, look, this just illustrates what a fan or a listener that wants to help the show, they can easily do that. You have 5-6 friends, you know, make them do it.
Roberto
one person one person really can make a difference.
I'm pumped.
But I will forego one expensive bottle of bourbon to buy 2 shirts and a mask.
Roberto just generated 6 referrals. Like whoever has the most referrals by, let's say, February, you're gonna get this prize from a Rug Boy putting it up. So I'm just gonna say thank you to Emilia R, Janelli Bonilla, Cybera95, Steph Rivera, and DJ B-Top for all of their reviews. Now, I will read the 7th review. Also shout out Miss Rivera 33. The 7th review is from someone named Pagan Uper. You guys remember Pagan Uper?
Yeah, he didn't like our Borat podcast.
Listener, exactly, Rugs. Pagan Rupert has left a new podcast review. It's 5 stars.
Oh, shit.
It says redemption, and then he's got the emoji of the guy throwing his hands up going, what are you going to do? Redemption, yeah, it's me, the fella that gave you the 1-star review for the Borat 2 podcast. We be different, but y'all are cool by me, except for you, Rug Boy. I want to take you on my I want to take you on my next combat deployment with me. See who's a snowflake.
Oh shit,
Pagan Uber. And you know what? First of all,
you can't really backpedal out of being a baby about something. Sorry.
Listen. First of all, Pagan Uber, thank you for your service. First of all,
absolutely.
Second of all, you have my permission to take Rug Boy into battle. Absolutely, active battle. The boy needs to learn. How's he going to be a rug man without that experience? And third of all, Pagan, you're all right too, man. I love that you put this.
The dude's not afraid of bullets.
No, he's not. He shouldn't be afraid.
That doesn't seem to bother him. But other things bother him.
Pagan's all right, right, Anthony? Comment?
Listen, thank you for the review. I appreciate it. Listen, I'm an asshole. What are you into?
That's his role.
Yeah, he's great. I think I wasn't. I don't think I was part of the criticism the first time. So.
Well, I don't look. This is an illustration of somebody who gave us who maybe listened and said, you know what, fuck it,
Look, we can all get along. The point is,
here we go, 5 stars.
No, it is a good example of someone that's like, all right, I had a disagreement, but fuck it, like we might not agree on everything, but as he puts it, we be different, but you all are cool by me. Like
I'm not against Pagan. I think the fact that he did that makes me fucking love him a lot more.
Absolutely, Pagan Uber, you've got a spot in my heart now, and it just illustrates the fact. Look, not everybody doesn't have the same opinions, but it used to be everyone could hang out.
He doesn't even believe in God.
It used to be we could hang out and have different opinions and be cool and talk about it, and that's what we just proved here. You godless heathens listening to this podcast. That's the show, gang.
Where do we get the God thing from? How do we figure that out?
Anthony just said it.
Oh.
What?
Well, I guess I should spell it out. His name's Pagan.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. You guys have been making dad jokes this entire night. I throw one funny dad reference and you just goes
Not
over
funny.
your head.
It completely did. Thanks for clearing that up, though.
Now, what's a Youper?
A Youper, I think, is someone from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Because
is that what that is?
Maybe, because I know people from up there, they call themselves Youper. UP. It's the UP, Youpers. I'm guessing, Pagan, let us know. You from Michigan or from the UP or some kind of Upper Peninsula?
Or maybe that's just his name.
It could be a last name, but he definitely...
Maybe he's like, he goes, you know what? It's actually pronounced Pagan. You fuck.
You know what I say?
But I'm just going to let it go.
God bless those pagans. Rugs, where can the listener find you online?
Oh, if you want to have a fun time, come on over to Really Rug Boy, where I have gone about 50 rounds with the editor-in-chief of Valiant Comics. I guess that they have nothing better to do than to argue with a puppet for like 12, 15 hours.
Listener, and
if you want the full context behind that comment or that statement there, check out our Patreon because we recorded a little bonus.
He gets it all off his chest. It will be on the Patreon, but check out at Really Rug Boy on Twitter for an entertaining thread of a...
Try and figure out what's going on because there's so many side conversations. There's so many comments to the comments. You'll never get everything. So
it's like Netflix's Bandersnatch. It's a choose your own adventure.
Really is.
It's a
really
mystery
is.
wrapped in you could go this way.
I thought I'd read it all in one thread, and then the next day I found another thread with the same people involved that wasn't a part of that thread.
And you're like,
what is going on?
This one has a different ending. What the fuck? How did that happen?
Yeah, exactly.
This is what happens when you have a bored guy who's got nothing to do but drink and jerk off.
You can find all the links to everything we talked about, listener, at our show notes and our website, jockandnerd.com/358. It's where you can support us, subscribe, and again, make sure, spread the word. Do the Apple Podcast review, or just tell a friend, get them to subscribe. We would appreciate it and be your friends forever. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's
we'll
the
peep
nerd.
you next time.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's really good.
This is going great.
Jock and Nerd.
We did it.